Hello, this is John Horn. I'm the author of Just Shut Up and Buy the House. And thank you for joining us here for this video. In this video, we're discussing step 1 in chapter 2. And in chapter 2, I talk a lot about the rules that I follow, rules to live by. And the first one is listed here for you: always work with the decision makers. You know, Sales 101 is that without having the decision maker involved in the process, you're never going to get a sale. And so the step 1 with regards to this rule is to determine who the decision makers are. How do you do that? Well, and what is a decision maker? A decision maker is anyone that has a financial stake in the game. And so if Aunt Susie is giving little Johnny $5,000 towards his down payment, is Aunt Susie a decision maker? And the answer is yes. And so when you sit down with maybe a first-time home buyer or a first-time home buyer couple, for example, you need to ask them, is there anybody else that's going to influence your decision? And if so, who are they? And I need to speak with them, and you need to understand how I work with them. And the second thing here is to explain the ground rules to the decision maker. In other words, explain this rule and why it's so important, because if you don't include Aunt Susie, it will come back to bite you. It will create consequences. I have been bitten by this several times where I've wasted so much time going out showing 10, 15 houses, and they finally pick a house, but Aunt Susie just comes in at the last minute and says, oh, you shouldn't buy in that area, or oh, I don't like that house. So you have to identify who the decision makers are and develop a plan with your clients as to how you're going to work with that decision maker. And also explain to them that you're going to do this in an open setting. And what an open setting, what I mean by that is they're going to be copied on the emails. They're going to be given information about the homes. They're going to be given information about the deal that you negotiate. If you do not do this, again, it will come back to haunt you. One thing in particular is be very careful of couples that, for example, you have a wife that will come into town and the wife says to you, oh, Fred's okay with my decision. I'm here to look at properties. He's okay with whatever home I buy. The very first thing you need to do is get on the phone with Fred and verify that that is in fact the correct statement, that she can just go buy whatever she wants and he has no influence in the decision-making process. You need to verify their information. Otherwise, again, you're setting yourself up for consequences. So rule number 1 is always work with the decision makers.